Why do storms rock our world? We all know that storms will come, change will happen. So, why does it rock our world when it does happen? Today, I'm going to talk to you about storms and how they relate to pain, how they can be a catalyst to pain, and how they can actually bring about pain, how they cause it, how they're related to pain. In order to delve into my original topic and the questions about storms and why they impact us so negatively, I want to explain or talk about storms and what they represent. A storm is a disturbance of the normal condition of the atmosphere, and it manifests itself by the force of wind or the direction of the wind, heavy rainfall, snow, hail. It could be a violent outbreak or thunder or lightning. It also can be defined as a violent military assault on a fortified place. It can be a sudden heavy volley or discharge, like a storm of criticism. It can also be a violent disturbance of affairs, civil, political, social. It can be a violent outbreak or outburst of expression. It can be to rage or to complain with fury. It can also be to attack with violence or fire. It's an assault or an attack, to rush into an assault or an attack, or to rush angrily, like to storm out of a room. You can also utter or say something with angry vehemence. For instance, the strikers stormed their demands. And it's also to attack or to assault persons, places, or things, like to storm a fortress. But the last definition that I found talked about a storm in a teacup. And I thought that was a very strange term. They call it an idiom. And it's funny because that word is not that far from the word idiot. But the definition sounded more or less idiotic. A storm in a teacup or a tempest in a teacup is basically a disturbance or an uproar about nothing. That's a storm in a teacup. Like, it's so little and so minute that it's actually a storm in a teacup. It's a storm about nothing. The common word in all these definitions about storms is that they're violent. They're rushed. They happen quickly. They're a disturbance of our affairs, or they're a disturbance of our sense of norm or of our comfort. The common theme throughout those definitions, or the common words I kept finding, there were words about anger. What monster resides within the word storm? Now, there's always a give and take to every situation, and since the word storm seems to embody violence and anger, then that puts it on the giving side more so, although that's not usually, when you think of giving, you're thinking about blessing somebody else. But in this case, it's not necessarily a blessing to be on the receiving end of a storm. In both cases, the hidden monster is still there. And even if you're experiencing a physical storm and you're on the receiving side of that, that same monster is still there, and that monster is fear. If you're a person that's going through a storm, there's fear involved. If you're the receiver, or the situation is attacking you. And at the same time, if you're the vicious person that's attacking someone else, you are also operating from a place of fear. So what does all this have to do with pain? Well, Hurricane Harvey and Hurricane Irma, in my personal opinion, were both man-made storms. I do not believe that these were anything that nature concocted on its own. Look at the day and age we're in. Look at the technology we have. They don't let you know what those satellites up there in space are doing other than what they want to let us know. And just like they're seeding our food with poisons to try to depopulate us, they're also creating storms. They're creating wars. Just like the Bible says, there would be rumors of wars. There would be weird, freaky nature patterns, earthquakes and different weird storms and things happening in nature in diverse places, as well as there would be sickness and disease, which is coming from the food supply. And now, from my understanding, trying to poison the water supply as well. But the point of the matter is that they're planting all of this. The one percenters, the Illuminati, whoever you want to call them, the powers that be, the people who are in the top echelons, who have the most money and the power and the technology within their reach, they are able to do all these things because they're trying to control a population. And that's what all this stuff is about, and how it affects you. That's really what the connection is with pain. How all this affects you, like I said, is the key. How do you get control of a population of people? You remove the one thing that Maslow's hierarchy of needs says that everyone is looking for and everyone needs, and that is security. So you attack the security of the people that you're governing, or you're calling yourself ruling over, if you're in a political position or not. You attack people's security, and now you can force them into systems that you've set up to debilitate them or to kill them off. You can force them to agree to so-called quote-unquote sustainable living by agreeing to subject themselves to government rule and control and government law. All these types of things is what happens when they're trying to conquer a peoples. And that's basically what's happening. They're trying to conquer the world. They're trying to get us all under control and put us under their wicked little systems. And so this is what's happening. And storms like this are manufactured in order to create chaos and create fear, so that we will reach out for government help, for government assistance, and that puts us under their thumb. A lot of us would have a lot less pain if we were more disciplined in our habits and in our lifestyle. However, there are storms that come, pain storms that come, that are the result of certain types of conditions. For instance, an accident. That's an onslaught or a storm of pain that can happen to you because of a high impact situation. But what are the precursors or the pre-existing conditions to the level of that storm and how it impacts or affects you? There's so many areas that we could delve into on this. And honestly, I can't wait to delve into it with you. My name is Sandra M. Urquhart. I am a LMT. I'm known as the Muscle Whisperer to my colleagues and clients, because my focus is pain release. And so I'm here to share with you and talk to you about pain. What are the factors that cause it? Because we're not just focused on symptoms here. We're actually wanting to find the source, delving into the history of what is leading up into your pain condition, so we can find the actual source of the problem and eliminate it. And part of that elimination has to do with maintenance, which I was just discussing concerning how we take care of our bodies. How disciplined are we? Are we willing to make the sacrifices necessary to take care of ourselves? And speaking as as what I have called myself sometimes, a pincushion of pain, I've experienced quite a bit of pain in my body at different times. And you can't really talk about something unless you've been through it. So I've been through pain, but I've also been through resolving the pain. I've also been able to live 98% of the time, I'd say 98% of the time, pain-free, despite structural problems that happened as a result of accidents. And there's different things. There's so many things I could talk to you about, and I will be talking to you about. And hopefully they won't be really super long segments here, because I'm not trying to hold you forever or bore you to death, but there's so many aspects of pain that people in general and the public don't understand. And I've laid hands on people multiple times in my profession as a therapist, and I know how to release it. I know how to release it on someone else, and I know how to release it in my own body. So I have quite a bit of experience, 5 years experience in my field, and I really believe that there are many people out there that are suffering needlessly and I can't reach everybody from where I am just putting hands on them. So I need to come out here on the World Wide Web, talk to you guys, and start sharing some information with you that's going to help you to eradicate the pain out of your body yourselves. So hopefully you'll stick around and stay with me. Please like this video and share it with your friends, and I will talk to you again very, very soon. Be blessed.